Welcome to the official Munzee podcast.
I'm Rob, also known as Coach V, your host and the president of Munzee.
And I'm Craig, also known as Michell. I'm an avid Munzee player and I'm here to explore the game further.
Each week we'll delve into Munzee's mysteries, divulge some secrets, and inform players from around the world just what's coming your way.
So sit back, relax. As today's episode, we discuss some app updates, apparently some Greenies. Oh, the good old Greenies, you OGs. The Redeem Store, and of course, always a question for Rob. And ending with a Munzee tip of the week, Rob.
Yeah.
How's that for an intro, mate?
Hey, that was not bad. Not bad.
I woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, I'll tell you.
Indeed. All the energy. Let's do this. Okay, so you started off this time.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, mate, I'm still traveling. So big road trip for me, heading south for the winter because it's chilly here in the good old US of A. But I'm capping as I go. So yeah, it's really, really cool. And one thing I really love about Munzee as well, mate, and the big shout out to 5-Star, her name is, because she recently reached out to me. I came into North Carolina for the first time, Rob. I'd never been in North Carolina before, so I popped through into North Carolina, and of course I'm capping as I go, safely, of course, on rest stops, etc. And she reached out because obviously she saw me capping, and she's like, oh, where are you? What are you doing? This is the location you should go to. She even gave me restaurants to visit, or places to eat, places to see, So and
nice.
She coexists as well, so she gave me both games, So that was really, really cool. So yeah,
that's cool.
Shout out to 5-Star. Thank you. So
yeah, that's great. I love to hear that, and people out on the road, there's tons of points. Yeah, it's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Connecting with others. Others. Exactly. What about you, mate? That's me. That's my week so far. What about you, the week that was for you?
We celebrated Lou's birthday this last weekend, which was a lot of fun. We had a good time. And now on the Munzee front, I've had to get back into the swing of things, and have had some new tools created for me, some things that I get to use so that I don't have to wait for developers to make big changes to the game. So I've got new options for gameplay, and I haven't seen any chatter about one of them, and it's new daily Z-Ops. I was able to go through and rearrange some things. I was nice, and I freed up some reroll opportunities for non-premium players.
Oh, yes.
And and then also put in some new stuff, like, for example, capturing one of the Glass Guardians. That's a new daily Z-Op that has come out this last week, and I've already received it. So I think, some other people will see some of these new ones coming up soon.
I have not heard any chatter either, mate, on the water cooler or anywhere else in regards to that. So look at that. And as we all know, guys, Rob, when he gets his little fingers in something, in pies, then he's better always asking for forgiveness than he is for permission. So get in now, have a look at everything you can do, have a look at the website, have a look at the app again, have a look at every single link, guys, because I'm telling you, if Rob's saying that he's got his hands on things, he's got his fingers in pies, just saying.
Speaking of that, I also got some new options for the Redeem Store, and I went completely crazy. That's the only word for it. I sat for about 3 hours. Wow. We're recording on Wednesday. On Tuesday, I spent about 3 hours building new options for the Redeem Store. When I looked back, it was 30 redeem options. Wow. Like, whoa.
Wow, I did see that, and a lot of people saw that in the water cooler because, and we're going to talk about this very shortly too, with the Redeem Store facelift. It's received a facelift, and I'll be honest, facelift for the better. Probably, those people out there, and there are people out there as well. I have a lot of close friends that are like this as well. That are like, oh, I don't like change. Change isn't good. Well, sometimes change is good, and to be honest with you, if it's this Redeem Store change, it doesn't break the game at all. It enhances it. So, yes. But we'll talk about that very, very soon. Meanwhile, Rob, while we're there, before we move on, happy birthday to Lou for last week. Yes, well, I did see on your social media that she celebrates her birthday more than just the one day. Just let's say that.
Yeah. It was a multi-day celebration.
Although
but it was fun.
she may, if she doesn't video or do photos, and she may not remember that particular birthdays that she celebrates. But anyway, I do remember something with a ball pit and her jumping into a ball pit of some sort, and yeah.
It was amazing. Coming to her video channel soon, maybe even mine.
Exactly. Yeah. Go to LouTube. You don't know what we're talking about. Lou's got an actual YouTube channel as well as Rob, their own personal ones. Hers is at LouTube, LOUTUBE, at LouTube. So go and have a look at Lou on her LouTube channel. I think that's a great name too, Rob. Just saying. And a big shout out to Lou. I know she doesn't listen to this show, but anyway, if she does,
she might.
If she does, then go and take a listen, and she'll appreciate that. Meanwhile, Rob, the week that was last weekend, we only had 2 events in the USA. That's it. But the leaderboards I actually quite enjoyed.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens whenever you show up on them, I guess, isn't it?
Exactly. On Friday, guys, we had a B514 with 240,000 points. Aloha Cuss, that's the Hawaiian version, at 169,000 points. Whelens on 168,000 points. And a special mention, Rob, I've got to do a special mention to the 9th place person on Friday. Why? Because that was me. It was me, Rob. I got in 9th. But I don't know badges for 9th, though. That's the thing.
No, there are no badges for 9th, all the way up to 9th while you're on the road. You just keep on rolling and keep on moving up the board. That'll be good.
120,000 points, Rob, because this is, again, traveling. 120,000 points in one day and no events to be seen. So I was very happy with that, extremely so.
It's very impressive. Yeah. You clearly hit some populated places, which is good.
Yes, I did. Saturday, Rob, we had...
Saturday was Skindo at 248,000, Jack Sparrow at 238, Jaroslav Kos at 188,000, and Aloha Kos making an appearance again at 172,000.
There's the brothers from another mother. They're on 3rd and 4th, so that's pretty cool. And meanwhile, on Sunday, we had W. Helen at 380,000 points, HBRB 281,000, Skindo 259,000, Aloha Kos 150, and Jaroslav Kos 141,000. Very, very good. And events this weekend, Rob, coming?
Yeah, so this weekend we've got 3 events that are coming up in the U.S. in Florida, Ohio, and Arizona, and 1 in the U.K. At this point, all of them are less than 20 people, but I've got a feeling that several of them will grow up and over that 20 and maybe even 30, 40, who knows.
That'd be cool. And remember, with mega events, you need 50 to show up and actually cap. It's very easy to see, Rob, too, because they have to actually cap the QR code. They don't just write their name on a logbook, for instance. They actually cap the QR code. So that's very, very cool.
Verification.
Exactly right. And also double points weekends, not one weekend in February, but every single weekend in February. That was huge news for a lot of people, including my clan members as well. And they loved it. You know, they love, especially my clan members in Australia who can't really get to events and stuff. They love, of course, they like the deploy points are doubled on cards, etc. too, for events. So every weekend, cards, temp virtuals, flats, greenies this weekend, and then obviously, as always, check the news itself for the following weekends after that, or we'll also say them as well in the podcast.
Yep. Yeah. We've got a few large events that are coming up after February. The first one is in California, March 8th and 9th. They've got 36 on the will attend at this point in time, with actually quite a few that I'm familiar with that are also still not on that list, but I hear that they're going to be there. I saw that you were on there.
Yes.
I'm making some final plans and decisions on what's going to be happening with me.
Awesome.
Then later on in the month, March 30th, we've got a big coexist event that's going on down in ACT in Australia. So check that one out. And if you happen to be in that area, then, you know, if you're a coexister,
and I know,
why
Rob,
not go to both?
I know Australia, my hometown country, they're having a mega event in ACT Canberra, and you know there's going to be more than 50 coexist players there. Surely. Yeah. So guys, seriously, if you listen to this podcast and you coexist and you're going to be there for the mega event as well, why not coexist and be there and make it a mega Munzee event, the first ever Munzee mega event in the Southern Hemisphere ever, and you can be a part of it. Just make sure you get there. So that's all it is. And then we have
Make it,
Minneapolis.
yes, Minneapolis, May 10th to 12th. So keep that one in mind. That is Munzee Mania. It is a yearly event. It has more than 50 people every year. It is a suggestion if you wanted to ever go to Minnesota. May is a good time to do it.
Oh,
if you don't like snow, go in May.
Exactly.
I've been there. It's it's much nicer in May.
It's a perfect time because, you know, March, April, you know, the snow is melting a little bit there, but it's still sloshy and muddy from the snow melt. Whereas May, it sort of dries up a little bit more, which is really nice too. So, but Rob, a quick question for you, and this isn't on the show notes, but in May they hold at Minneapolis, they hold several events. You know, normally there's 3 or 4 events. If everyone goes to every event, is that going to be 3 or 4 megas, Rob?
Yes.
Yes.
It has the potential to do what happened with us in Munzee Mecca in Florida, where, you know, we attended 4 Munzee or mega events. So
mega events. And it was really cool being there, Rob, too, in Florida. Because here we are, everyone's capping away, and one person, like, because the way it works now, one person's always going around trying to get everyone to make sure everyone scans that QR code to get themselves the badge or whatever, because they want the 50 attendees. So yeah, that was really, really cool in Florida. And remember, if you are hosting a growing event, and we haven't noticed it yet, reach out to us. If you've got over 20 attendees already, and then reach out to us and say, look, this may be a big event here, then, you know, we can mention it on the podcast and go from there. But Rob, we've got to talk about now the developments this week, because there is a lot. There's a lot.
There is.
Go ahead. Yeah. What's the first one we've got for us, Rob? Tell us the first one you got for us.
First thing is a big, huge congratulations to Whelen, or W. Helen. So he's taken over as the king of Munzee, the #1 player in the world. That happened on the weekend of Munzee Mecca. So it's about 2 weeks ago now at this point in time. But we wanted to get it right. So we've put out a celebratory bouncer that is inspired by him, and it is the bullseye. So look for those bouncers. If you cap one, then please go to that Munzee, take a picture, whether it's of you or celebration or the location or whatever it is, or you could actually write him a note of congratulations, or you could do both, because they are deployed on his account, so he will be the one who sees all of those messages. So they had 0 deploy points, and I think they give him like 1 cap on point or something. So we're not boosting.
We're not boosting him like we're boosting his
boost. It's
boosting his ego, not his point value.
There you go.
I like it.
It's just a celebration. It's not a point booster for him.
That's cool. That's cool. But you get points if you cap it, so make sure you do cap them. So
yes, you do.
Yeah, there you go. So make sure you do cap them, guys, if you keep a lookout for those. Meanwhile, Rob, we're moving on now to the water cooler. I saw in the water cooler last weekend, someone said it took them 164 sand dollars to obtain all the goodies, including the premium deals on the Redeem store. So 164 sand dollars. Since that post, everyone's been saying, oh, when's Wave 2 coming out? I want to see Wave 2. When's Wave 2 coming? Don't worry about Wave 2, people, until you get all of Wave 1 like this guy has. So
I will say that there have been lots of comments from people who track the trends, you know, and they always try to pay attention to what the patterns are that we've gone by in the past. And we while we do like to change things up from time to time, we are also creatures of habit many times. And so the prediction is that Wave 2 would be coming out today, the day of this release, which is Friday. So stay tuned. Maybe after this podcast goes live, the next Wave 2 comes out.
I'm still getting my secret sand dollars from submarines, Rob, just saying. So there's lots of submarines on the highways and stuff. Yeah, so I'm still getting submarine sand dollars, so which is pretty cool.
I'm impressed.
Because there's no beaches when you go inland. There's no beach POIs.
No, there are not.
But if you need more POIs, need more sand dollars, go back to Greenies. I'm telling you, because almost 1 in 2 greenies that I cap here that have given me sand dollars as well. So go old school, go back to greenies,
Wow.
and you may get sand dollars that way too. So anyway, Rob, what else has been happening? The Redeem store.
Well, yeah. Let's throw it back to the Redeem store.
Yeah.
Since sand dollars are in the Redeem store,
Correct.
and we kind of hinted at it a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
that we've got a fresh look for the Redeem store, and that I put 30 new options in on Tuesday. I also put quite a few new ones in this morning. So if you haven't looked, heads up, there's a few new ones. I got bored earlier, or I got excited earlier, whichever one it was.
Yes.
So Sam stuck his fingers in the Redeem store as well,
yes, he
which
did.
is why you see an upgraded look. So it doesn't look like code anymore.
No.
What it looks like now is a polished, fresh look that kind of gives you the idea of, if you take this and then there's an arrow and you can earn this. So it says, like 1 air mystery becomes 5 rover treats. That's a new one that I put in today because I saw on the water cooler someone said, but I want rover treats. So can we have something where you break something down and receive rover treats? And like, sure. Air rover, air mystery turned into 5 rover treats. Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. I do like it as well how, it's either green or red. It's not that hard to see. If you do have enough for the Redeem, it goes green. If you don't, it's red. So it's a very easy visual to look through.
And do you know who it's not easy for that visual? People who are colorblind.
Of course.
And that was pointed out. And you know what? All of us don't think about that kind of stuff. So it was pointed out to Sam on Discord, I believe. So he actually went in and he made a couple of changes late yesterday in order to put that together so that it's easier for them to see. There's like a border around the box and a slashed out circle showing no if you can't redeem.
That
there's
makes sense.
A couple of updates. Interesting, right?
See? So again, that's just another thing that Munzee does. And as I said, I'm a player first and foremost. And if you do have an issue, reach out, people. And it doesn't matter what the issue is. Reach out and say, look, this is my issue. This is my problem. And if it's a legitimate issue and problem like this one obviously was, look, Sam's straight onto it. He's had the cuppa before the Z, but he's straight onto it. Just saying.
He has had the cuppa and the Z,
exactly.
And he is on it. That is true. He's always watching.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I like it.
The other thing that was new with this is the ability to trade in the virtual types. So previously, you could only take credits. I could only build things that were like, here's a number of credits, and you can take those credits and you can turn it into virtuals, or you can take the credits and turn them into credits. I've never been able to do the other way,
the reverse,
because of limitations in how it was built long ago. So it was rebuilt for me so that I could take it and turn one of the ones today.
Turn the Munzee world upside down.
A new one, Ready, Aim, Fire today, which was 5 crossbows firing into 1 spider bot. So
wow,
we got
that's
a
cool.
million crossbows from a bunch of different clan wars. You want to turn it into 1 spider bot and get more points by doing that. There you go.
Or the other possibility, Rob, if you're saying Ready, Aim, Fire, I'm thinking like maybe 5 crossbows, or 5 or a mix of crossbows and what do you call it, the catapults. I can't believe it, the catapults, and turn that into 1 blast. Ready, Aim,
that's
Fire.
Interesting.
Yeah, see?
Interesting.
There you go.
Hadn't thought of that.
There you go.
Make a little note over here.
That may be coming in the Redeem store very soon, guys, for you people who love blasts. And I'll be honest, I enjoy a blast when you don't have time and there's so much around. But that we'll get to the tip of the week, Rob, later on in regards to the blasts. But in the meantime, you've got some app updates as well. They're coming.
We do.
Yeah.
So we're recording this Wednesday before the MHQ day starts, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to talk about a couple of app updates that are underway and that are coming soon. And they're coming so soon that I may talk about it right now, and it may actually happen before Friday.
Oh, wow.
And so if you're listening to this Friday and beyond, and
Mhm.
the app updates haven't come out, then that means that we've held on to them for one or the other reason. They
Yep.
weren't quite ready,
Yep.
and they should be coming very soon, like not 1,000 hours soon, sooner than that.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of them
Mhm.
is a Google Maps update.
Oh.
Are you an Android user?
No, no, no. Don't call me a greenie.
Good.
No, no, no. I'm
Good.
definitely an Apple boy.
Good, me either. So just checking, because the Google Maps update is going to be something that we think is going to be more helpful for the Android users
Mhm.
than it is for the Apple users.
Yep.
However, there are some Apple users that absolutely love Google Maps,
Mhm.
and or they just don't like Apple Maps, and so
Yeah.
that is what we've had in Munzee for several years now.
Mhm.
Is the Apple Maps.
Yeah.
We've made changes to the maps multiple times in the past. Google Maps, we went away from it because they changed a lot of stuff, and they actually put everything behind a paywall, and
Oh.
that is still going to be true. So they're not going to let us use Google Maps for free. We've been beta
Oh,
testing it for
what?
a while, so
Yeah.
we have general idea of some of the costs that
Mhm.
it's going to take. And we do not have the resources to be able to absorb all of those costs.
Right.
But we want to give players the option of using it, so it's
Mhm.
actually going to come in a package deal where players can purchase 1 month access to the Google Maps, and then you'll be able to go in and choose to use those, but it will not
Mhm.
be forced on anyone.
No.
This app update is also going to fix some of the people who have issues with like a blue dot down dancing around,
Oh,
or
yep, yep.
your dot may start you at 0 every single time you're in the app, which is a
Right.
real pain.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yep. That's interesting. But so do they have to then pay month by month, or
Yes.
it's a
Yeah.
monthly?
Because yeah.
Wow. So, guys,
Yeah.
but by my understanding, just quickly now, by listening to you and reading the show notes, Rob, that this is not a Munzee pay. The money does not go to Munzee at all. It goes
Right.
to Google. Like,
Right.
people,
Yeah.
please, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, they don't earn enough money as it is.
Right. We're not collecting this
No.
to fund anything other than your Google Map habit. That's
Mhm.
all that money is coming in, and it's going to be paying a monthly bill. So yeah, we've got to
Wow.
collect that money monthly. We're kicking this off as a monthly deal
Mhm.
because we want to make sure that it works properly. We want to make sure that the funds that we're collecting are correct,
Mhm.
both for the player and for us. And just make sure that it's all working well. We
Mhm.
might, if everything looks good, then we might move on to a different pricing structure. But for now, we're going to go
Yep.
1 month at a time.
There we go. There
We've
we
got
go.
another app update. If I can bounce us to the next one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scanner update. So
Scanner.
these may get pushed out at the same time.
Mhm.
The scanner has been working poorly for some people and causing the app to completely crash whenever they cap physicals.
Really?
So we've gone through a lot of updates on the back end
Mhm.
of the scanner, and that app update should be coming out soon. It is possible they roll out at the same time. That's what we've been working on. Two
Wow.
separate teams getting it all put together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know for me, Rob, that I have never had any of those issues when it comes to scanning, etc. And I do really love and appreciate the fact is that when you've got a Munzee QR code under a meter box or something like that at all, and you're just literally walking past and don't want to look too suspicious, you can turn the camera to forward-facing camera too. So both mine work, forward-facing and rear, happily. Maybe because I'm an Apple, I don't know, but
Yeah.
you can tell I'm an Apple boy.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So there you go. Scanner updates as well. Anything else, Rob? Anything else?
We've got another app update that is coming soon, and coming soon for this one means that we're going to begin working on it as soon as these come out.
Mhm.
So that means, it could be a couple of weeks before we get this one pushed completely out. But I do want to start spreading the word about it.
Yeah.
We're going to be restricting the login of an account to a single phone So
Okay.
we're not talking about the website.
No.
We're talking about mobile app.
Mobile app. Yep.
We're going to be changing this so that one account cannot be logged in at the same time on two phones. There's a couple of reasons for it. The main one is team play. People who, there might be multiple people, and we've had issues in the past with like, oh, we accidentally got banned because we didn't know, and that kind of thing has happened for a long time.
We didn't
as
know.
You might imagine.
We didn't know we couldn't cheat.
No, well, right, and I try not to throw those kinds of words.
No, that was me. That was me.
It.
I'm a player. That was me. I'm just joking. Everyone.
But it's there are lots of different uses for it, but a conversation back and forth with me with a couple of players actually turned into, other apps don't allow this. Pokemon Go, for example. Other apps do not allow you to be logged into two different devices at the same time.
Yeah.
So that it cuts down on all different things that could be going wrong or could be used as loopholes.
Okay.
So we were like, you're right. Actually, you're right. So we've been investigating it, and that one is going to be coming out soon. I will talk more about this, and we will be posting about it, but this is the first time that we are mentioning this is
Fair
right
enough.
now on this podcast.
One quick question to alleviate people's worries, and again, this isn't on the show notes. Seriously, guys, all on the show notes it says explanation by Rob. Anyway, if I'm a dad and I've got a couple of kids, Rob, and they've got their own devices as well, you just mentioned that my account or their account can't be on my phone and theirs at the same time. But if they've logged out of their account on their phone and they don't have it with them, or their battery's flat because they've been playing games in the backseat of the car the whole time, they've logged out, I can then log in on my phone as the father, can't I? Yes.
So what will happen is if my phone crashes, I can log in on your phone. I can.
Yep.
You shouldn't, because I'm not there with you.
No, that's right. But my kids
I can log in on yours.
Yeah.
I can use it, and then once my phone is charged back up, if I log in on my own phone,
it'll come up.
Log out of your phone.
Oh, so it just automatically logs out when you log into it on another phone. That makes sense. So the families still can play, Rob. That's all I was more concerned about. I'm thinking to myself, there are families out there that will have this issue, So that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Not a problem. That's the only question I have in regards to that. Any other updates? It's 27 minutes,
man.
Rob. Look at this.
I know we're running out of time. I know. Everyone just hold your ears for an extra 3 minutes because it's going to be worth it. Okay.
Exactly.
Here's the good news. We're breaking this on the podcast as well. And we're pushing the button at the exact same time that this podcast is going out and live. So Greenies can be capped daily.
What?
Yes. You don't even know this. So Greenies can be capped daily. So we're taking Greenies and we're turning them into something similar to the POI, the Treehouse, the Skyline.
Wow.
So we're doing this for quite a few reasons. We're doing this as an experiment. We're doing it as a test. It is something that might extend to other types, but it's a trial period right now because we want to see, does this have the intended outcome? So one of the intended outcomes is for players in areas that don't have a ton of Munzees. Greenies are most likely one of the things that are out there. So this gives you something to go and be able to continue to play daily, that kind of thing.
Wow. So two things I have for that, Rob. Number one is one of my clan members. He works. He's a hard worker, so he doesn't. The time he does have to play Munzee, he tries to get as best as he can. And he saw the new not Zeops, the Clan Wars come out for February, and he's like, look at the Q rates. How many Q rates? Because we're a level 5 clan. And he's like, look at the Q rate. How am I going to get those Q rates? So did they still then attach you can cap them every day, therefore you can build your Q rates quicker. Is that right?
What? That's so surprising. There was a plan. That's ridiculous. No.
Okay,
no.
very good.
It can't be.
And then
It can't be that the guy who writes the clan requirements knew that the Greenie free up was coming and put some ridiculous requirement out there. That's unbelievable.
Oh, I know, right? See, I didn't think you were that deep. Anyway, I didn't think you're too busy playing your Fortnite normally. But one other thing I have, Rob, and that is obviously you can't cap your own Greenies, though, unless there's a bouncer on it, then you can cap the bouncer, but you can't cap your own Greenies. So what I suggest for if people have Greenies in their area, that they're yours, that you can't, do anything with, maybe reach out to someone else in your local area and say, look, I'll put a few Greenies around here, you put a few Greenies around there, and that way then you can do your daily walks, separately do daily walks, and cap your Greenies as you go. There's a little tip for everyone. There you go.
I will say that what you've just said matches up with a possible extension piece of this.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been discussed talking about, cap your own Greenie, which has a massive question mark on it. And I'm not sure what it does to gameplay. So I personally am not quite there yet.
Yes,
but it is a conversation that we're having right now. So we're testing this first with cap every day.
The only thing I would think about with capping your own Greenie is if literally you are the only person in your area and you walk a path every day, but you wanted to actually play Munzee as well, then you can place your own Greenies that way and maybe cap your own Greenies. That may be a possibility in the future. But anyway, in the meantime, Rob, we're 31 minutes in now. This is the longest we've ever talked.
I want desperately to tell you about something else that's coming soon, but I can't do it yet.
Oh, you can't do it
yet.
You can't. You're holding back on me, Rob.
So exciting.
You're holding back on me. Jeez, again. All right, let's move on. The Munzee question of the week. This is from an anonymous person as well. They say, with special bounces where you cap them and then you learn what type you got, or even the ones that scatter up to 3, is there a predetermined what will be in that particular capture, or is it random at the time of capture?
It's a good question. So this would be something like the sandboxes that are out right now.
Yes.
Where you capture it, it scatters something.
Yep.
So the question there, are they predetermined what will scatter? No, they are not. It is random. It's basically like a roll of the dice on the back end. Internally, the other thing that people are talking about here is when you capture one thing and it actually switches to something else. We call those cap switches, so that we switch the icon basically to what you receive. The Master of Disguise, for example, is a cap switch. So
Also surprise as well.
What you receive is determined at that time, not before.
Right, there you go. Very good answer, Rob. Look at that. Meanwhile, we move on to the Munzee tip of the week. Again, this is from an anonymous person, but this talks about blasting, Rob, as well at events, etc. And they say, here is another tip or trick when deploying at events from an experienced host. So they're a host member normally. I've often asked folks to not deploy non-blastable virtuals in the middle of parks, like, your surprise or your surprise wheels or your night vision goggles, etc. Especially amethyst, because they're only got the 150 radius as well. Maybe put them on major roadways nearby, but not freeways, but major roadways nearby, because they can't be blasted in a park, and they may never be capped. So she's actually looking out for people who deploy from virtually deploy from around the world. So thank you very much for that, Miss Anonymous. Well, Miss or Mister, not Anonymous. Exactly. And remember, guys, if you have a question for Rob or maybe a tip of the week for yourself, message me on anything like Facebook and Instagram, even Discord. Look up Michell, or even on the official Munzee app as well. So, Rob, we are now 33 and a half minutes in. This ends another official Munzee podcast.
Thanks for joining us on this longer than usual Munzee adventure.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting app, and join us next week, of course, for another informative episode.
And remember, Munzee is more than a game. It's a worldwide community of mobile game players.
So keep scanning, keep discovering, and keep that Munzee spirit alive. 1, 2, 3, Rob. Munzee on.
Munzee on.
Greenies for the win. Greenies for the win.